Imagine pulling up to a stoplight in a major American city. To your left is a brand new six-figure luxury SUV. The paint is flawless, the engine purrs, and the driver looks the part of absolute success. But behind that steering wheel lies a hidden reality. A $1,000 monthly payment, a maxed-out credit card used to afford the premium leather upgrade, and less than $5,000 total in a savings account. Now, look to your right. There is a 10-year-old sedan with a slight dent on the bumper. The driver is wearing a plain gray t-shirt. Yet completely out of sight, that individual's brokerage account is quietly compounding past 7 figures, generating more passive income every month than the luxury SUV costs to lease. This is not a rare exception anymore. It is becoming the definitive blueprint of modern American wealth. Welcome to the rise of the ghost economy. Across the United States, a massive, silent financial movement is taking place completely away from social media feeds, luxury shopping districts, and traditional consumer spaces. The smartest retail investors are intentionally executing a radical maneuver. They are completely decoupling their personal lifestyle from their actual net worth. They've realized that in a volatile economic landscape, visible luxury is no longer a symbol of wealth. It is frequently a sign of financial strain. While the general public chases the illusion of looking rich, a quiet class of strategic individuals is choosing a completely different path, trading temporary status symbols for permanent financial autonomy. The question is no longer how much money you make, but how much of it remains entirely invisible to the outside world.
To understand how we got here, we have to look closely at the modern American economic paradox. On paper, traditional macroeconomic indicators look robust, yet everyday citizens feel an undeniable, persistent financial pinch. This friction has fundamentally broken the old consumer playbook. In the past, achieving a certain income threshold automatically triggered a set of predictable purchases: the suburban home upgrade, the luxury timepiece, the country club membership. Today, the new millionaire class looks at those exact same milestones and sees them as structural traps. They look at rising costs of living and shifting asset classes and choose to run a counterintuitive strategy. Instead of funneling their hard-earned capital into depreciating liabilities that require expensive maintenance, they are directing every single available dollar straight into the silent engine of compounding cash flow. If you could peer into the private spreadsheets of these modern investors, you would not see high-risk crypto assets or volatile penny stocks. You would find an obsession with boring efficiency. They are maximizing their contributions to tax-advantaged accounts, building automated pipelines into high-yield vehicles, and aggressively eliminating any form of high-interest consumer debt. They treat capital as a tool for leverage, not a tool for display. This structural shift is changing the very fabric of American commerce. While luxury brands report softening demand and auto lenders face rising delinquencies on oversized loans, the quiet capital pools of index funds and automated portfolios are swelling to historic heights. The money hasn't disappeared from the American economy. It has simply gone underground into vehicles that don't flash, boast, or seek external validation.
Why does the mainstream media completely miss this movement? Because our entire society is conditioned to measure economic health by how much people spend, not by how much they retain. This creates a powerful illusion of normalcy. We are surrounded by marketing loops telling us that consumption equals success, creating a loud baseline that the general population struggles to maintain. But a small, disciplined percentage of retail investors are running what financial psychologists call the 99% rule. They look at what the vast majority of consumers are doing, financing a lifestyle they cannot afford, to impress people they do not know, and they deliberately choose to do the exact opposite. They understand that true wealth is entirely defined by the things you choose not to buy. This requires a profound psychological transition. It means looking at a luxury item, not through the lens of its price tag, but through the lens of its opportunity cost. A $50,000 luxury car upgrade isn't just $50,000 out of pocket. It is the loss of decades of automated compounding that could have anchored an entire retirement. The ghost investor builds a fortress portfolio by embracing intentional underconsumption. They live significantly below their means, not out of scarcity or fear, but out of a desire for absolute control. They enjoy high-quality lives, but their spending is highly optimized, focused strictly on utility, health, and freedom, rather than projecting an image. By refusing to participate in the consumer arms race, they insulate themselves from economic shocks, quietly pulling miles ahead of the general population, while remaining completely under the radar.
So, how does an individual transition from the noisy consumer cycle into the steady security of the ghost economy? The process requires no secret algorithms, complex trading strategies, or high-risk financial gambles. It begins with the foundational principles of systematic, automated investing. The most resilient portfolios in America are built on a bedrock of broad market index funds, consistent dollar cost averaging, and absolute emotional discipline during market fluctuations. These investors do not try to time the market, nor do they panic when headlines turn negative. They set up automated systems that view capital accumulation as a standard, non-negotiable monthly utility bill. They pay themselves first, ensuring that their wealth grows silently in the background of their daily lives while they focus on their careers, their families, and their passions. This approach completely aligns with a sustainable, long-term vision of financial education. It bypasses the dangerous allure of overnight riches, focusing instead on the mathematically proven power of time, patience, and compounding yield. True financial independence in the modern era is entirely internal. It is the profound peace of mind that comes from knowing your household can survive any economic storm because your assets are real, liquid, and working for you around the clock. It is the realization that the ultimate luxury is not a brand name or a leather seat, but the total ownership of your time. By choosing to hold actual cash-flowing assets instead of mere symbols of status, you step out of the illusion and into reality. You become the architect of your own silent fortress, proving that the most valuable wealth is always the kind the world never sees.